Hi there guys, I hope you are having a good day. Now, Mike Tyson's comeback has even more stories with it. Dillian Whyte has explained that he will whoop Mike Tyson's ass if he wants to work. Now, he didn't go as far as to say he wants to fight Mike Tyson or call him out. He didn't exactly say, Mike Tyson, get your ass over to England so I can knock it out. He didn't say that, but he did say that it's a fight that he wouldn't really want to take, but it's a fight he would take. Now, Dillian Whyte is an out-and-out fighter. He will not turn down a challenge. Anyone who wants to work can get it. Luis Ortiz, Andy Ruiz Jr., Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, all of them. He wants to fight every single one because Dillian Whyte understands that to be the best, you have to fight the best, and that's what he wants to do. He doesn't care if he's going to lose. At least he knows where he stands. That is why he took the Anthony Joshua fight. That is why he took Joseph Parker. That is why he took Oscar Rivas. Why did he? He was number one in the WBC. He didn't need to. So Dillian Whyte will take these challenges, and he's not shying away from any single challenge that comes up. So he's not saying that he wants to fight Mike Tyson. He's not calling him out actively. But what he is saying is, if Mike Tyson wants to fight him, he'll fight. I'll read you what Dillian Whyte said himself. This is what he had to say. It is easy for me to sit here and say I would not be interested in fighting him, but of course I would take the fight. I would whoop his ass just to say that I beat Mike Tyson. I don't care if he's 200 years old. I'm just trying to get the bread. So what Dillian Whyte is saying is that, again, he will fight anyone. He will fight Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, anyone who wants to come out of retirement. He'll just fight anyone. I mean, we have seen that. He made Andy Ruiz Jr. a $4 to $5 million offer to fight in the US when Andy Ruiz Jr. would have been the B side. Yet Dillian Whyte was willing to go over to the US and give him that opportunity, just as he did Joseph Parker. So while yes, Dillian Whyte should not have his sights set on Mike Tyson, but he doesn't. He's not thinking about Mike Tyson. He was asked whether he would be interested in that fight. And if you offer, say, 10 million, because obviously that will be what Dillian Whyte would likely earn from a fight with Mike Tyson, because let's be real, it would be huge. If you offer him 10 million to fight Mike Tyson, he's going to look at it and go, well, that makes business sense. Most fighters would, aside from the ones who are already making that purse, like Tyson Fury, like Anthony Joshua. They're going to go, I can make that anyway, and I don't have to knock out a legend. Whereas Dillian Whyte is not yet making that kind of purse, so he would be interested if they offered him that kind of money. Anyone would in Dillian Whyte's position. And considering what is going on with the WBC at the moment, Dillian Whyte has to find other options. Alexander Povetkin, Andy Ruiz Jr., maybe even another fight with Joseph Parker, maybe even another fight with Derek Chisora. Dillian Whyte has to look at these options because the WBC don't seem to be giving him any chance at the WBC full title. Because Dillian Whyte is WBC interim world champion, he is also mandatory to either Tyson Fury at the moment or Deontay Wilder if Wilder does recapture that belt. And it just seems absurd how long Dillian Whyte has had to wait for these opportunities. He has had to build his profile and make opportunities for himself by taking genuine 50-50 fights back to back. Derek Chisora 2, Joseph Parker, and Oscar Rivas. Fights he did not need to take, but fights he took nonetheless. And that is what Dillian Whyte is about. He is willing to go that extra mile, put the extra in 50-50 fights with Derek Chisora, which was a dangerous fight because Chisora is no joke. He comes forward and you don't see him really get marked up all that much. That's because he is so good with his movement, bobbing and weaving under shots, and you can never really see Derek Chisora beat up properly. You never see him with puffy eyes. The only time I've ever seen that is against Tyson Fury, and that was just because Tyson Fury put him on the end of a jab and just outboxed him. But other than that, Derek Chisora never really gets beaten up too bad, and that says a lot about Chisora. I know his record is blemished. He has 9 or 10 losses on his record, but that doesn't mean anything. That shows you really that Derek Chisora maybe doesn't turn up to certain fights because he goes and does that. He loses to Caballero. Then he wins against Carlos Takam. So Derek Chisora doesn't always turn up to fights, but you can guarantee anytime he fights Dillian Whyte, he will turn up. He did in the first fight. He did in the second fight. He would in a third fight. That is why there is so much interest in a possible third fight between Derek Chisora and Dillian Whyte. Could that ever happen? It is a genuine possibility because this current situation with the WBC and Dillian Whyte, I don't see it being resolved anytime soon. And it is looking like Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury 3 will happen either in November or December. And Dillian Whyte is mandatory in February 2021. That is when he will get his opportunity. But if both of them are fighting for the WBC World title in November or December, does that mean that Dillian Whyte will have to wait again? Yes, it does, because obviously they aren't going to fight in February if they are fighting in November, December. So it's obvious that Dillian Whyte is going to have to look for other options. As I said, Derek Chisora, Joseph Parker, maybe even an Andy Ruiz Jr. fight, which would be crazy if he takes an Andy Ruiz Jr. fight just before he gets his opportunity at the WBC World title. But then again, isn't Dillian Whyte always just about to get his opportunity at the WBC World Champion? And it never happens. 2 years have passed since he was supposed to get his next opportunity at the champion. So how long is Dillian Whyte going to have to wait? And while he's going into 50-50 fights, is he risking his position anyway? Because if you say that, was he risking his position against Joseph Parker, against Derek Chisora, against Oscar Rivas? Because after those fights, he still didn't get his opportunity. So what Dillian Whyte is doing is showing great resilience in taking these 50-50 fights. Because after those fights, he still doesn't get his opportunity. So what's he going to do? Just have gimme fights until he gets his opportunity? Which, I mean, most of his career would pass without him getting that opportunity. So what is Dillian Whyte supposed to do? Just take gimme fights until he gets his opportunity? Because if he had done that, then what would his last 3 fights look like? So yes, Dillian Whyte is risking his position every time he goes into the ring in a 50-50 fight. Everyone is. But Dillian Whyte is risking a little bit more because the WBC already have many reasons why they don't want Dillian Whyte to fight for their title. I don't know what they are, but there must be some reasons. Why give them more reasons? Because if Dillian Whyte were to lose, then you can guarantee that the WBC would put him straight to the back of the pile and make sure that he does not get his opportunity. That is where Dillian Whyte is risking his position. But again, after those 50-50 fights, he doesn't seem to be getting his opportunity. But what Dillian Whyte is doing is gaining experience, getting better with each fight. He is fighting tall opponents like Marius Vac, and then he is fighting smaller opponents like Alexander Povetkin next, Oscar Rivas, Derek Chisora. So you can see how he's getting better each time, fighting tall opponents and smaller opponents, all different styles. So Dillian Whyte, when he gets his opportunity, he doesn't know who he'll be fighting, but he will be ready for them, whether they are tall, whether they are small, whether they are powerful, whether they are fast and move well. It doesn't matter. Dillian Whyte will be ready because he's getting the opportunities and experience now when he needs to, before that big world title challenge comes. And while he should not be talking about a fight with Mike Tyson, he wasn't saying that he wants to fight Mike Tyson. He was asked whether he would. He said he wouldn't want to, but realistically, if they offered him like 10 million or something, then is he going to turn that down? A massive payday and to say he beat Mike Tyson? Dillian Whyte would not turn that down. That is too good to be true. I know Mike Tyson is 53 years old. It's not right. But ultimately, if you call out a fighter like Dillian Whyte, offer him 10 million to fight, then he's not going to turn it down, no matter who it is, because that's what he does. He fights, and anyone who wants it can get it. Dillian Whyte is the can man. Who wants it can come and get it, whether that's anyone in the world. And that applies to everyone. So what Dillian Whyte is saying is that if Mike Tyson comes calling, then he's going to answer. He's going to pick up the phone, and if they offer him a ridiculous amount of money to fight him, then how is he going to turn that down? That being said, the fight to take place would not be right because it's a 53-year-old Mike Tyson against a 32-year-old young, hungry lion in Dillian Whyte, who is probably at the peak of his powers. So that fight would not be right, and it would only end one way, and that's not good for Mike Tyson. But anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on this? Dillian Whyte has said that if Mike Tyson were to come to him and offer him a ridiculous amount of money, basically that is what he is saying, then he would be unable to turn it down. Guys, anyway, drop your thoughts in the comments below, leave a thumbs up, and subscribe if you are new. Thanks, guys.